I want people to know that I'm a working man. I made some videos I posted on YouTube. Um, it's because of anger. A lot of things that I say, I exaggerate a little bit about my drug dealing. I'm not really a drug dealer. I work all my life. I work. When I was 18, I worked 3 jobs. 18 to about 20, I worked 3 jobs. I used to work at my first job was McDonald. I worked at McDonald, Roy Rogers, in Secaucus, McDonald downtown, and UPS. I worked those 3 jobs, and it was overwhelming for me. I almost died working those 3 jobs. I used to go to work. One day I went to work. I was driving. While I was driving, I fall asleep. I dozed off for a quick second, and I was on the other side of the road. Another car was coming towards me, and I woke up and turned it. That was my life for 2 seconds more. That was death for me. That's how much I overworked myself. And one time, I think by Holland Tunnel, I was so tired, I fall asleep and in traffic. There was a traffic, and my foot was on the brake. I fall asleep for a minute because they called the police, the ambulance. The police came. They made me like take like tests, drinking tests, like make me stand on one leg, hands spread, things like that. I overworked myself. I was tired until I got the security job. I worked the security job. That's when then I was working 2 jobs. I was working McDonald in the security. And then I finally started getting a lot of hours overtime. I didn't need to work 2 jobs. I was a floater. I worked at every bank, trust company bank in New Jersey. And I worked at First Union Bank in New Jersey as a floater. And I got in there, I didn't even had no high school diploma. But I knew how to read and write. I didn't have no record, and they ain't do no background on my education. So I got away with that. And um while working as a floater, I met this guy named Mel Carraway. He used to be a supervisor at a site that I used to work, and I forgot. However, we met in a bank, and he told me he about to get this site named Dixon Mill. It's a condominium downtown Jersey City, and detective, the head murder detective of Jersey City, was the head of security. His name is Marty. Marty. He's the head murder detective of Jersey City, and I got him fired for calling my boss Mel Carraway a stupid nigga. I wrote him up, and I didn't even have no high school diploma. Ever since then, it been hell for me, you know. And I worked plenty other jobs. I worked so much. At 33 years old, I was qualify for Social Security. The only way a person that's not a U.S. citizen to be qualified for Social Security is by work. Only Americans get Social Security without work. And I got fired for that. The charge that I got deported for is the charge that I got fired because it made the paper, somewhere in the paper, that I was arrested for drugs, and they told me I had to, after I finished with the case, they would give me the job back if I get found not guilty. So that's how I lost that job, you know. And everything that been all the harassment that happened to me, I believe is because of Marty. I got him fired. He one of the reasons. Since a minor, I've been harassed by the police. And I've been harassed by the police. So that's my work resume. I work so much. I got secure. I had Social Security at 33, and it's always funny to me. The day that I went, I went to motor vehicle and unemployment to for this security job I lost. That day was 9/11. The day World Trade Center got blown up, and I saw it with my own eyes, and that was one of the reasons I always felt paranoid that the U.S. trying to turn me into a terrorist. That not because I saw the World Trade Center, and I always been that always been a suspect to me. And that's my work history. I'm not that I exaggerate a lot of things. The drug part that I did on Facebook a little bit, but 90% of it is true. You know, I live my life.